Welcome back to Let's Read Judge Dredd. Today's episode is Spawny Part 2. Here we go.
Good evening and welcome to Fine Line. It's a fine line between right and wrong, between tough justice and rough justice. And tonight, between life and death, the time is now 2300 hours on the bypass site. Work is proceeding rapidly. Beneath the site, the block protester known as Spawny has sealed himself in. In exactly 1 hour, the rockcrete will be poured on. After that, it will be his grave. Calling blow at the scene.
Calling blow at the scene. The word is Spawny is digging, but he's still 3 meters down, and it's hard to see how he can get out in time. His only hope is for the building work to be halted. As of this time, there is no sign of Judge Dredd relenting. Murder! I have to tell you, feelings here are running pretty high. Murder! Murder! They want the screens removed for the rockcrete. Alright. I'm Kat Carter tonight, and I have in Studio Enigma, Forbush of the Sector 20 Building Committee, and Green Hairy Monster, prominent member of the block protest movement. Enigma, Justice Department at its heavy-handed worst? Sometimes it needs a heavy hand, Cot. We're absolutely sick of these agitators holding up important projects. Who elected them? That's what I'd like to know. Green Harry, unelected agitators. No, we weren't elected, Enigma Forbush. We weren't elected. Enigma Forbush was. And she's done nothing to protect the people. Somebody has to. I believe you have a special reason for being concerned about Spawny. Yes, I love him. He's the finest, most decent, and caring person I know. He deserves everything he gets. So you approve of murder then? Because that's what it is. Nonsense. Nobody asked the boy to dig himself into a hole. A little emotion. Good. Okay. We'll take our first call. Pierce of Dan Moreno Block.
I want to speak to the dame from the council. Anima, whatever her name is.
Enigma! An interesting variation. Go ahead, caller.
I called last week about the damp in my apartment. Spoke to some geek. I shouldn't have to live like this.
Ka-dang. Let's stick to the block protest, Pierce. Next caller. 23:45 hours. They're ready. Foreman wants the site cleared.
I'd like to speak to Green Hairy Monster, please.
Green Hairy Monster here.
People need blocks, don't they? We all live in blocks.
Spawny doesn't. He lives in a hole. That's a typically heartless remark. But in a way, she's right. Spawny and I live in boxes in Old New York Street. We don't feel, given the nature of our protest, that we can stay in a block.
Where do the rest of us live? Out on the streets?
No, we realize blocks are necessary, but there has to be limits. We need space for people, too. When a structure damages so many lives, how can we allow it? There comes a time when we've got to stand up and say no. I have to interrupt you there. There's been a development at the site. Colin Blow. Well, the crowd's gone very quiet here. The giant pile drivers have stopped, and I believe they are getting ready for the rockcrete that will form the foundation. Word is that Spawny is still 2 meters down. We can see the spot from here. Judges are gathered around the thermal image intensifier. He won't make it. Get rid of that. Douglas, we're a little early, but we're going to go ahead anyway. You broke the law, son. Sometimes there's a price to pay. The judges are leaving the site.
The judges are leaving the site. I can see a big hover tanker coming in. It looks like they're going ahead.
No, they can't do that. They can't. They'll find that under City Ordinance 4133, Judge Dredd is quite within the law. The tanker is hovering just there. Nothing is happening. Could be there's been a change of heart. Proceed. Splur, splub. No! Spawny! The rockcrete is setting already. There's a good 10 meters of it in there. I must say, I really don't believe what I've just seen. Murderer! 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 Oh, for heaven's sake, get a grip on yourself. Epilogue. Green hairy monster is arrested for concealing evidence of a crime. Stop there. Open it. Central lock-in console. Open cube 1787. Spawny! Oh, Spawny! We're not murderers. They dug me out once they had the screens around so nobody could see. Snuck me out in a box. Delays cost money. This way I figure we won't be getting any more tunnelers for a while. At least you two get out. That's enough. You've got your own cube to go to. Shift it. All right. That's the end of today's episode. I hope you had fun, and I hope you'll join us again next time. Thanks for watching.